and you know what it is. My name is Limvibes Angela, and this, of course, before even I go any further, I want to thank you guys who are voting for me. We are leading Team Limvibes, the Limnets. We are leading, please. Today is a Saturday. What? But what I'm so sure of, almost to go Malako. Why not? Yes. Limvibes Angela is the hashtag you should be using on all our pages. Don't forget, before you comment or do anything on our page, first give us love. We need love. Like our page, why not? Today in studio with me and Mavic, two beautiful ladies. We're not really well-known, why not? We are beautiful, aren't you?
We are. Thank you.
We are beautiful, why not? Yeah. This is Miss.
Yes,
And
my name is Jacqueline Nyampendi from the York Network.
Yeah, by the way, this is the Dream Show. Today we've drawn out from the Celebrity Jazz. This is the Dream Show. And today's topic is gender. We are going to talk about gender-based violence. You guys who are out there, you need to first settle. I mean, when you're doing something, like handling different messages as you go, so first settle and then learn something new today. Learn something new. Most women, girls, women,
Some boys as well.
and some boys, but mainly we need the girl child. I mean, you guys are going to get the very best out of this show. We're going to talk about gender-based violence. Mainly today is our topic. Talk about our topic.
Thank you very much to the Crown Media team for hosting us. Good afternoon, our viewers. We are honored to be with you on studio this beautiful Saturday afternoon to talk about gender-based violence. And why we are coming to share with you about gender-based violence is because the world as a whole has embarked on 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. And this cause is being championed by UN that came up to say let's unite. And we are saying that we need to live in an orange world where women and the girl child are protected from violence. So as the Young African Women Congress Network, we are partnering with the support of Crown Media in Uganda and the rest of the partners in the world to say no to gender-based violence. That's why we are here to talk to you today. Thank you for having us.
And if you're being hurt, like emotionally, physically, you guys, you need to you need to keep it locked. Like, we're gonna tell you how to go about the hurting you're going through. I know when I talk about hurting, most people out there, it's all about love. No, hurting, it's not all about love. I mean, you guys in my age, you think it's only love that hurts, but my dear, it's never love. Anything you want to contribute to?
Thank you for hosting us, Angela. As members, we are members from Young African Women Congress. And like my colleague has mentioned, Jackie, it is very, very important that as York, as we are known, we partner with UN Women because this period between 15th of November, 25th of November to 10th December, it is a period of activism against gender-based violence. And this being a session for the dream, we do not wish to see our girls, our young women, failing to realize their dreams because of some of the effects of gender-based violence.
Distractions.
Yes. So that's where we are really so grateful for this program, and we hope that by the time we leave, we would have challenged or impacted a few of our ladies so that if they wanted to give up, they don't give up. They should know what to do in case they experience issues to do with what? Gender-based violence.
And then this is part of the York. I think you guys have been following us or have been watching us. We had the first group that came in that talked about the early pregnancies in young girls and young women. And this is part two. I mean, we brought more people to explore more about the dreams that you guys have, and then at the end you don't achieve them because of different things that come about. Yeah.
And thank you, Angela, for actually bringing that out, because as a Young African Women Congress, our vision is to nurture girls and women for leadership and development. So when you talk about dreams, we as a network, we do that through many ways. We come together to mobilize grassroots women. Omchala wa wansi, omuntu we wansi. We come together to partner with them through advocacy programs like this one, creating awareness, netkolane training for the different women out there.
You do what kind of training?
So currently, because we are based in 7 countries, we are currently in Uganda, we are in Cameroon, we are in Sierra Leone, we are in Ghana, Nigeria, and Kenya, 7 countries where the chapters are present. It doesn't mean in other countries there are no members. What we mean by chapter, there are fewer ladies. Most times for countries where we are saying these chapters are there, already there are more than 20 people. So you find like Nigeria, it is a big country with over 70 people that have subscribed. So the kind of trainings we do, we organize currently because of COVID, we do development training online, what we are calling masterclass. We organize a Zoom class, then they train you in business. We can train you, people who are interested in politics, they bring a specialist in the field of politics to talk to you what it means to join politics. How do you as a young girl prepare yourself for politics? If you're a woman who is in business, we bring for you women and men who are already experienced in the business field. Then they teach you basics like how to register an NGO, how to register your business, what do you need in terms of capital, what risks do you face out there, and all that is to empower women to achieve their dreams.
Very nice. If it's your first time to catch us on Crown Media, this is the Dream Show. It happens every single Saturday from 2 till je tukoya na fede tumanya batumaliza makeup, but trust me, those guys are watching us live. I mean, you guys are doing a very, very good job. Let's go in for a short musical break. We shall be right back. Welcome you back from the short musical break. Music is a weekend, so it's all weekend. You guys need to enjoy. COVID is real. I just remembered COVID is real. COVID wadala. Yeah, COVID wadala. Stay home, stay safe. If you're deciding to move, then have a mask. Only that we are in for our business, so no masks. So our topic, as I told you earlier on, gender-based violence. What do you have to say about the gender-based violence?
Thank you very much, Angela. When you think about gender-based violence in simple terms, it speaks to physical harm or danger or exposing a painful act on somebody or an individual. And when you talk about COVID, even as we talk about gender-based violence, in this period, even before we went into this COVID-19 pandemic period, already I proved to you that I'm more powerful than you. And in the process, I can inflict harm on you just because you're a girl or a woman. I mean, who will you report me to?
So, I mean, let's talk about the girls, who get through that mistreat, before getting a job. Like someone mistreats you, someone disrespects you, someone treats you like you're nobody.
So and thank you for bringing that up. As the Young African Women Congress Network, we deal with girls right from lower levels, and sometimes through the talks that we share, you find that people will tell you that...
Have you gone to schools before?
Yes. We have campaigns that take place in school on career guidance and also how people can stay in school. But when you go there to talk to girls about how they need to stay in school, how they are empowered to study like boys, they tell you to even to stay in school because at home or when on their way to school, a man has touched them. They have been beaten, they scholars. So the mistreatment makes them almost want to give up in terms of their dreams. And some of them imagine that maybe because they are girls, they are not entitled to succeed. And I'm so happy for Crown TV for putting up this Dream Talk, because it is to give girls hope that irrespective of the violence you have been through, it is not the end of the world. There is chance for you to still pursue your dreams. And maybe Catherine could also add in terms of some of these experiences.
Yes, thank you so much, Jackie. Maybe to add that when we talk about the gender-based violence, my colleague has defined it, but we realize that we tend to focus more on violence against women, violence against girls. It does not mean that boys do not experience this violence, but when you look at statistics and what the reality we see in society, we realize that women, over 90% of women, the gender-based violence cases affect women more. So that's why we tend to look at the girl child, that's why we tend to look more on the violence against women. So you realize that most of this violence, the gender-based violence, stems from some inequalities, gender inequalities that we see in society. You know, people, the men and women, there is an imbalance in power relations. So, and some other harmful norms.
Most men think women are inferior.
Yes.
Yeah, all those are what society, gender is what society perceives a man and a woman to be, okay? So society makes it impossible for women to be empowered because of that perception that men are supposed to be the dominant sex and women are supposed to be submissive. So some of those gender stereotypes which make women, you know, get into that submissive role, subject them to this gender-based violence. And what we are trying to say as York is that it is not entirely true. So when we look at some forms of gender-based violence, for instance, you realize that they stem from the lack of women, lack of empowerment for women. And as York, since we are talking about empowering the girls, the young women, so we know that once that gap is bridged, then women and girls will be in position to, you know, to be confident, to be motivated, to defend their rights. For instance, when you look at some forms like physical abuse, you know, when you look at the physical abuse, you see how women are battered. Women are killed every day because of gender-based violence. Then when you look at, for instance, the sexual violence against women, because you know, nobody has a right to demand sex from you, to force you into a sexual act which you do not want. So, but you find that most of the girls, most of even young kids, those who are defiled, then the girls who are raped.
But you know what causes that? Lack.
That is true.
Okay, yeah, we can incorporate that. But right now we are trying to align it to the aspect of even if what I want to bring out that everyone, nobody has a right to a girl's body, to force a woman into unwanted sex. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Once that happens, that is a form of gender-based violence, which is what? Sexual violence. Okay, because it does not stop there, it brings other issues which impact negatively on society. Unwanted pregnancies, you know, stigmatization, sexually transmitted diseases, now like the young kids who are defiled, okay? So forceful sex, we are saying no, okay? Then we have other forms like economic, that violence to do with economic violence. Do you know that most men, for instance, in homes, in families, they find it easy not to stop their wives from working, okay? And they're like, you know what, you're a woman, so me as a man, I'll be the breadwinner. But so they don't even look far. Like, what happens to the home if maybe somebody disempowered, they don't have access to financial resources, they cannot meet their basic needs.
Yes.
And
They have to first wait for
yes,
a meal.
yes, and all this happens. So we are saying that if you feel you can work, everyone has a right to work, even if it's a woman. What a man can do, a woman can also do. We should stop these stereotypes that, you know what, a woman is supposed to be at home and look after the home. So some of these things look basic, but these are some of the challenges that women are facing when it comes to gender-based violence. Then we have also other forms like the traditional, the harmful traditional practices. And you know, unfortunately, when it comes to those cultural practices, we find that still girls are affected more because they are not given opportunity. They're not given opportunity to say no, like the female genital mutilation.
Yes.
Okay, like the female genital mutilation. They're like, this is culture.
Yes.
But how many girls, if we did statistics and ask, do they really want it? What value does it add?
Yeah.
Okay, so some of those harmful, like early marriages,
Yes.
forcing your daughter
Parents.
to go into, because that is your culture. When a girl is about a certain age, she has to leave home. You know, they even start stigmatizing you. You know, you're already 18 and you're still at home. So as York, we are saying that all these things do not benefit the women. Let them have the rights to make their own decisions. Let them be empowered in whatever decisions they want to take. Let them own their bodies. Okay. So there is also other forms of like the psychological torture.
Yeah.
You know, there is that psychological torture that leads to mental imbalances. For instance, someone may not necessarily be beating you, but they have those degrading remarks about you as a woman, eh? Like in our homes, a man tells you, you're a woman, shut up, what can you do? Eh? You're even ugly. At least I've ever had a story of ladies whose, you know, all their, how should I even term it? You know, their self-esteem, their confidence, you know, someone makes you believe that you're something which you're not.
Yes.
So that psychological torture is also what? Gender-based violence. And we are
As far as there's loss of esteem.
exactly, yeah, you lose esteem. So as York, we are saying that you must be able to feel confident of yourself. Nobody should tell you something which you don't believe you're not. Okay? If you say I'm weak, huh? That's your opinion. Yeah? But if I feel I'm not weak, I'll definitely be, you know, I will not give up.
Yeah.
So those are some of the forms of gender-based violence which we feel make girls fail to achieve their dreams. Okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
Wow, and Kathy, even as you were explaining that, I keep looking back to our society and the impacts, the effects of this. Because if as a child I have grown up in a home and I see that parents are fighting, you find that such a child will grow up, fight to be rough, and that is violence.
So that all that violence I spoke about now, it comes under one. That domestic violence brings up all those forms of violence.
Yes.
Violence, sexual violence, physical violence.
Yes.
You know, it's the psychological violence, economic. So you find that in a domestic setting, you might find children, a spouse being subjected to all those forms of violence. You know, under one roof.
Yes.
Which is really not fair.
Yes.
Okay? Yes.
And when Angela, our host, was talking about that it comes as a result of inequality, when you look at most traditional societies in Uganda, the inequality gap is big, even pocket-wise or financially. So you find that because I am the breadwinner, especially if it is a woman who is a breadwinner at home, most times it's very difficult because of our cultural mindsets and thought that a man is supposed to be the provider. So how do you as a woman
Even when you look at education, for instance, most families would prefer
Educating their boys.
Exactly.
Even if a girl is bright, by the way,
Yes.
even if a girl is bright, they would prefer
But some
educating
parents
their
can mean to be ancient. Like they prefer things that were taken crucial
Yes.
long ago
Yes.
than the things that you're having at the moment.
Yes.
So you guys from there, let's go in for a short musical break. We shall be right back. Don't think of even scrolling out at your remote. Almost ending the show and pull it a saga la jimaliliza, because when you stay next to people that give you vibe and hype, maybe what you are gala maliliza. But again, we have to conclude this. My name is Limba, it's Angela. I mean, guys, if you haven't followed me yet, you're missing out something on my pages. On Twitter, Limbites, on Facebook, Angela Limbites. Why not on Instagram? Do the following, and I will think about following back. Anyways, this is the York Network, Uganda. You guys are representing Uganda or East Africa at large.
So the York family in the entire African continent. Yes.
Young women
So she's
African.
yes, member of the York Network in Uganda, but I represent the global office.
Different posts. You
Yes,
hold
different
that?
posts. Yes.
No, I'm a member.
I'm a
I'm a
member
very
of the
proud
network.
member of York.
Yes.
And yeah.
And we hope you can sign up for the membership as well.
I mean,
as
that
soon
the
as
first
we're done
group
with the show.
received me.
Why? Why would you say
They
that?
are
We need
delaying
to talk
my
about it.
joining.
What did
I'm
you
going
do?
to take care of that right away.
They are delaying my joining. Now when you go back, tell them they need to come back and talk about it.
No. Even now that you said that we follow you on social media handles, I'm going to take you through so you follow. All you need to do is go to our website, www.yorkafrica.org. You'll find all the information and every reason why you need to be a part of a York member. And maybe
I'm
Kathy
not
can...
alone. You people who are also watching. You need
Yes,
to
I
find-
told you. And Kathy can even share with you some of the benefits right now so that you
How
sign
have
up
you
right
benefited?
away.
Like you as a imagine proud member. How have you benefited? Inspire me, in fact.
Being a member of York, like we mentioned, it is a global network. You see, there is being a member, but when your network doesn't cross borders, it doesn't go beyond your country. But now we are speaking about York, Young African Women Congress, which is a platform for all young African women within Uganda and other countries which are already signed up for the York chapter, and then even other, African ladies in the diaspora. Okay, so
there's that access to the
there is that
international
network,
platform already.
there is that networking. For instance, I'll give you the very first benefit. My very first time when I just joined York, I had an opportunity. I had never dreamt of visiting West Africa or even going to Ghana. But there's that, this year it didn't happen because of the COVID. But
It was we had
COVID,
a gathering.
Yeah, when COVID, a conference. When we get over the COVID challenge, we hope the conferences will resume. Just going and you meet people of diverse backgrounds.
From there.
The networks.
Me who is someone who wants.
Yes.
After me joining, going through the whatever the procedures needed, how will I be able to go to another country?
Okay, let me try to explain. Let me try to explain. Just give me a few seconds and I explain. Every time I talk about York, we are going back to that, don't forget empowerment. Empowering even us. We did so many of us didn't have passports. But when you're a network, there is a way, things just happen.
You're
Their tickets
supported.
are subsidized, and you travel as a team.
Yes.
So you reach there and you find other equally. It's not that. That's why we are talking about grassroots. We're not talking about women who have already made it in life.
Yes.
We are mobilizing right from the grassroots. So it is possible for even that girl who is at the grassroots level to join York, get empowered, join the networks. So the mere fact that you can travel and go, me myself have explained, I had never dreamt of going to West Africa. So you reach West Africa for this York Congress, you meet so many ladies from diverse backgrounds, you make friends, okay? You meet experts, at this Congress. So that alone should give anyone the excitement. But Shad also mentioned about things like the masterclass. Now, whenever we're having like shows, these talk shows, we are going to bring a prominent speaker, many times we pay. someone who is an expert. For instance, if you're an expert in maybe financial management, and then they're bringing for you someone who is a financial expert, sometimes you pay. Now, York organizes these master classes for its members. And you know, online now, you know, it's easy. You don't need to travel. You don't need to. It is up to you if you want to be empowered. You see, when we talk about getting empowered, York will do its part. It's up to you now, because it will not force you to come and switch on and attend that seminar or webinar or something. But you get to listen to international experts, okay? People who are going to explain to you topics, and under normal circumstances, you yourself, you wouldn't have met them, or you wouldn't have, you know. Then we have exchanges, you know. It's the York platform can give you the international scholarships, the international internships, and all those exchanges, you know, with its partner institutions. If you're a York member, I don't think York will start looking for other people to benefit from these opportunities when they come up. But when you're a member, you're already placed, you're just waiting that once this opportunity comes up, then I'll be able to do what? Then there is also the issue of people who have their projects. We have so many women who start their small projects, businesses, but they don't have any platform. But you know, York, it gives you that platform. Yes.
What if I have my own project, but I lack the marketing? Can you pay sponsors?
That's what I'm talking about. York gives you that platform. Like even when we traveled to Ghana at that time, whoever had whatever they wanted to showcase, you go and showcase it. And if you want to write and say, I do this, I'm a woman in Uganda, I can make this, I invented this, you're a York member.
I'm good at writing poems.
Exactly, you're a York member. You just post, you send it to York, and York will give you that platform. And otherwise you wouldn't manage as an individual. Then we also have the other consultant. You want some legal, you know, counsel. You have a project and you want some advice. York gives you that platform. Now some of us, now you want like to be recommended. You know, now you imagine getting a recommendation from York that, you know, this is our member, and you know, not just a member, but you must be active. You know, like this is a member. You know, she's a member of York. We know her. Please, you know, that recommendation, that reference. So, and then the other issue of just being part of that network. We talked about getting in issues and then you're lost. You feel you don't have where to hold on to. But now York provides that platform for the young girls. So kindly encourage all those girls, all those young girls in the grassroots, encourage them to come and join what? And join York.
Maybe if I would add, if you would allow, to all the benefits that Kathy has shared. You are talking about Omuntu Wawansi. As a network, we register women from the ages, just a moment, Angela, from the ages of 18 to 45. And I wanted to bring that aspect of Omuntu Wawansi to say that women out there shouldn't fear that they may not afford going to abroad. When you register on our website, we introduce you to the family in Uganda. If you're in Kenya, after you've registered, we introduce you to the family in Kenya. Then there are also programs that happen within the countries where you are. So for instance, when we say advocacy, when we meet as women, say in Uganda, when we have challenges, whatever challenge you have chance to talk with these fellow women and they support you. Yes, so even your business, when you come, we want to know who you are. What do you do? Do you work in the NGO? Are you a farmer? What do you sell? You can even sell your produce within, and these fellow women buy from you to support you.
Okay, from there. So how do you get to those ones?
So currently what we are doing,
do you move, like today we are going to like Zana, and then you move house to house?
Even right now.
Like, okay, I understand. People don't own like smartphones. Like,
yes.
You need to first go to a cafe and then, you know what, help me do this.
Yes.
So how do you help those ones? And then they feel like they want to be empowered.
Yes.
You see? Okay.
Thank you very much for. I could share something quickly before Kathy shares that for people who don't have smartphones, we organize community initiatives. Netuja in a village, we partner with the local leadership on ground to talk to people. We talk to girls in school, but because of COVID this year, there hasn't been much physical activity, because we don't want to risk the life of people. That's why she was saying that we are meeting online, but we're in touch. We have their phone numbers. We call them once they sign up, and we want to continue to use programs like this one on TV, on radio, to talk about how we are nurturing women for leadership and development of the society. Yes, and once somebody shows interest, we locate them and see how to bring them on board.
That's very good.
Yes.
So maybe I know when she speaks about that challenge of the grassroots women, and when it comes to also the online registration, because right now we do the online registration, but our lines are open. We know that there are so many people who are not able, but we guide, okay? For instance, when it comes to the registration, and we know that honestly, you do not know how to register, we guide. Now, in York, it does not necessarily mean that everyone is under grassroots and what. There are those who are already able, many of them, and our role is to guide others.
Okay.
So you cannot be lost at all.
So you're dropping your social media handles where people can get
Yes.
Yes.
on Facebook.
On Facebook, you can find us as the York Network Africa. Also, we are on Twitter. You can also follow us as York Network. Once you go to the search, you'll find us. And we also, as a global president, I also have a Facebook wall, which is the global president York Network. And in
334.
And then you can also, for those who prefer using MTN, you can call 0782 658044. Thank you.
Okay. It has been the Dream Show.